let's get into our transfer portal stuff now. Let's talk about. We got 10 players. 10 players that we want to talk about. First up, Princley Unmanmielen. Unmanmielen. Coming from Florida. It's one of the top edge rushers in the portal by most websites, I believe. He's a very productive player, right? And Ole Miss is getting a very, very good player. And you're going to hear Florida fans saying, oh, he's kind of a locker room, he's kind of a culture problem. First of all, that's not a great thing to say about a 20, 21-year-old kid, right? Like, let's cool it. Also, second, do you think Ole Miss cares at all? No, they're getting a talented football player. He's going to play very nice edge for them. He had 7 sacks this year. I mean, what else? What else do you want? He's highly rated out of the portal, and the coaching staff, aka Pete Golden, was like, "Hey, let's get some talent in here," and they got talent. If anything, this is just like shows you that Ole Miss can bring in talent into the transfer portal.
Which we've seen that kind of come to fruition with this past off season. But also like find me a fan base that has some good things to say about a guy leaving in the portal. I get understand that some of these things may be true that's going around the message boards, but also like understand take everything with a grain of salt. Context is everything. If Pete Golding believes and Lane Kiffin believes he can come in and play there and adapt to their culture, I'm in for it too. I think they understand their need and they're seeing an opportunity window here for them to really, really do some things in college football this next year with everyone returning and with the transfer portal haul they are getting and being really aggressive with. I like this. I love this here. Will it work out? I don't know, but I feel pretty good. A guy that you've seen play pretty darn well in the SEC, stays in the SEC, and you can't find 6'5", 260 like that much often. A guy with incredible tools and whatnot. So yeah, I love it for all this.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan. I mean, he's got the size, he's got the explosiveness, he's got the bend. I think he's a very, very solid player. Probably could have gone to the NFL, decided not to. Decided to play one more year of college football. Here he is on Ole Miss. It's gonna be very interesting. I think Florida. This is a big loss for Florida. I think. I mean, last year we saw. I mean, up the middle, they kind of got shredded in the run game. I mean, that's what happens when you lose Javon Dexter. Not that they used Javon Dexter correctly as a staff, anyways, but this is a big loss, I think, for them. So I don't know what they're gonna do at edge after Princely Unmanmielen. I don't have their depth chart in front of me. I don't have those guys' names. But what are you gonna do? I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean the window for Ole Miss is here. It's kind of and I believe we'll have another guy on today's list that is going to Ole Miss as well that we're talking about. But this is definitely an experiment that we're gonna see. Like, can you build the team out of the transfer portal and make it to the college football playoffs? Because it looks like, and you could argue that Washington was kind of did that a little bit, and Florida State did that a little bit, and Oregon had a little bit of success with it, and USC. But like, it feels like the absolute core of this Ole Miss team, the entirety of its core, aside from Quinshon Judkins, is basically from the transfer portal, right? You had Caden Prieskorn, Jackson Dart, Trey Harris, Princely Unmanmielen, Walter Nolan. I mean, Tyler Barron. I mean, there are McDonald. There's like the entire core of this team is all transfers. So this is a crazy experiment that we're about to see happen for us.
Yeah, you mentioned or did Florida's D line coach is over at A&M now, right?
Sean Spencer.
Yeah, so that's another reason why he's probably in the portal, along with trying to find maybe some more wins. Maybe doesn't believe in Billy Napier in the future of this program for Florida. They're bringing in a talented recruiting class. LJ McCray probably has to play right away and figure it out there. He's balling out right down there. In is he in Orlando or is he in San Antonio? I don't know. He's in one of those, but he's playing pretty damn well. But yeah, it's a tough loss for Florida, like you mentioned. Ole Miss gets a boost, gets a talented player that they don't really have all the time in their room. It's a body that Pete Golding can really use to his advantage. And hopefully it leads to some wins and success on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, and people are gonna look at this and be like, "Well, Pete Golding is gonna use him wrong, right?" Bama fans gonna be in here talking about that. It's like, how many guys did Pete Golding send to the NFL from your teams? Like,
Yeah,
like that. There's a reason why people want to play for him. So I think maybe, yeah, sure, he makes some mistakes in game. Yeah, whatever. But he will develop players and he will recruit high level talent. So can't blame the guy for trying.